welcome the starting lineup for Ryder. Starting in goal, number 30, Nate Kolodenko. Starting in defense, number 2, Brett Ann Fokker. Also starting in defense, number 17, Connor Fox. Starting at left wing, number 69, Chris Johnson. Starting at right wing, number 28, Peter Malamud. And starting in center, number 12, Max Doyley. And now, please welcome the starting lineup for your Temple Owls. Starting in goal, number 34, Eric Zamborski. Starting in defense, number 44, Chris Cardinal. Also starting in defense, number 81, Jason Lombardi. Starting at left wing, number 4, Steve Kennedy. Starting at right wing, number 11, Joey Powell. And starting at center, number 88, Pat Golden. Now, ladies and gentlemen, could you please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem?
Welcome to Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone for this Saturday broadcast between your 5 and 6 Temple Owls and the 5 and 2 Ryder Broncos. Well, when these two teams get locked up, it's always a fun one. These two teams are in the Mid-Atlantic Division of the ACHA. As we're getting ready shortly for the puck to drop, referee already at center ice. Taking the face-off for the Ryder Broncos will be number 28, Peter Malamud. Taking the face-off for the Temple Owls will be number 11, Joey Powell. Owls are able to kick it forward. Kennedy, Powell, and Golden out here to start out for the Owls forward. Broncos are able to get the puck forward. That was Max Daly, the junior forward for the Ryder Broncos. Puck comes all the way back into the Broncos and he's working it behind the cage now. Other Broncos getting set up. Kennedy and Powell go to chase. Broncos emerge with the puck along the nearboard side, working along our porch. Down all the way down 4 on icing, just 32 seconds into the period. Carnival was the first one there as the puck is going to come all the way down into the Broncos' end. And the faceoff will come to the left of the netminder, Kolodenko. Same units will stay out here for both teams as Powell sets to draw against Malamud. Malamud's able to tie him up, able to gain the Owls' end. Soft shot on from Bush, is able to paddle that one away. Kennedy and Daly touch up for it. It's Daly working it behind the net. Gets caught up with Lombardi. Starts along the left face off that. Now it's to the left point. Easy shot on deflection. Doesn't get fully through. Szymborski doesn't need to make a save there. Kennedy's going to reverse it around for Lombardi. Malamud and Daly work it behind the net. It comes out into the high slot, but now intercepted by Golden, who's able to clear it out of harm's way, and now he's going to go off for a chance. Carnival to play it in his own end. Outlet pass looking for Dave Brewer. Dave Brewer's going to be the first one there, negating icing. Looking it out to Vasa in the high slot. He stays with it. No intercept along the far board side. The Broncos have the puck. O'Donnell there for the Owls, number 5. As Civitella going to work it over to Hanrahan. Hanrahan, number 20, donning the home white jersey. Now it's Civitella again. He's along the goal line. Gets checked off by Pat Grilly. You're going to hear his name a heck of a lot tonight, number 71 for the Rider Broncos. Now it's worked over to Vasa into the Broncos end. Looking for Brewer in the high slot. Kolodenko was able to follow that one up as it just trickled out in front of him. 18:02 to go in the first period. And I had mentioned Pat Grilly already in this broadcast. You will hear his name a heck of a lot more. Led the Mid-Atlantic in goals last year. Second in the Mid-Atlantic. Number 4 for the Temple Owls, Stephen Kennedy. So a lot of goal scoring from those two combatants as Brewer and O'Donnell are trying to work with the puck. No surprise here. Number 71, Pat Grilly with the puck. Working over to his line mate, Hanrahan, meets up with him there. As the puck squirts out into the Owls' end. Shot on from the left point, doesn't get through as it's blocked out in front by Christopher Daly, Max Daly's brother. Fun fact about the Daly brothers, Max Daly is a left-handed shot and Chris Daly is a right-handed shot, a weird oddity in that family. As Vasa now picks up the puck, Kolodenko out to play. Comes back out in center ice where John Anthony is going to dump it down deep. Kolodenko there to play it. Pataki first one to the puck here. He gets ridden off. And Wisdom's not able to keep that in the line as he tried to grab it out of midair and keep it in the zone. So now it's going to be the Broncos here along the goal line. Shots and Borski able to hug the post. As he hugged that post, 2-3 shots that he was able to save. And now Wisdom, the defenseman, is just going to dump it down deep. Kolodenko out to play it yet again. As the puck rims around the near board side, doesn't get all the way down. So John Anthony, number 36, there to play it for the Owls. Weissner, who picked up a goal yesterday, is trying to find Devin Thomas, the first-year man for the Temple Owls, who keeps it in the zone temporarily until it's brought out towards center ice where Civitella is there to play it. He's going to dump it down deep temporarily into the Broncos end. And now Kennedy picks it up at center ice. Devin Thomas and him exchange. Kennedy with a hard rising shot doesn't hit the net. Hanrahan does a good job of keeping it in at the right point. Kennedy is looking around for his options. The backhands at Civitella, confused his own man. Civitella can't keep it in the end. So now it's worked out to Golden. And Malamud's going to intercept for the Broncos. Dumps it down deep. He gives chase with Golden. Malamud is able to ward his man off. And now Daly's looking out for his line mate in the high slot. But a good stick in the lane by Civitella, who gets his pocket picked by Malamud. Hanrahan, number 20, emerges with the puck over to Kennedy. Kennedy is content dumping it down deep. He's going to stay out here while the rest of his line mates change. This is the second line for the Temple Owls. It's Powell and Voss out there with Kennedy as the forwards. Kennedy's able to glove it down, gives it over to Voss. They're going to deem that an illegal play. A hand pass, 15:30 to go in the first period. And Ryder leading in the shot department 3-0. And because of that hand pass, the puck will come all the way back into the Owls' end and will be played to the left of the netminder Szymborski. Puck is won along the far board side where Carnival plays it to his defensive partner Lombardi. The clock hasn't started, something they may want to get checked out as the public address announcer has a lot of things to do, and the clock still isn't running as Kolodenko swallows that one up. No time has changed since the previous puck drop, so it's still 15:30 to go in the game. Surprised to see the refs let that one go, as well as both benches didn't complain. Nonetheless, Brewer wins the draw to Lombardi. We do have the clock started again. Lombardi keeps it in the end, where O'Donnell's going to look for Vasa. Vasa was out in front, couldn't handle that pass. Brewer along the goal line gets warded off by his fellow number 10 combatant. Broncos able to get it into the end temporarily. Carnival going to circle around with it. Gets it back out into center ice, into the neutral zone. We're going to dump it down deep behind the cage. Kolodenko doesn't have to play it as it works its way along the nearboard side. Played by number 10, Chris Burgett. Puck rims around. Good pinching play there by Carnival. He's able to keep it in the end. He's now going to work it back to the point where he is. Work it over to his other defensive partner, Lombardi, who's along the goal line. Vasa looking for Brewer out in front. Unsuccessful as the Broncos are able to lead a 3-on-1 charge here. Good skating by Lombardi to make it a 3-on-2 as he's able to poke that one away. A great defensive play, and the Owls bench loves it. 14-24 to go in the first period, as the Broncos and Owls keep on exchanging possession. No real tough shots for either netminder, that being Szymborski or Kolodenko. As the Owls dump it down deep, another easy swallow up here for Kolodenko as Pataki was driving the net. But the puck is frozen, 14:04 to go in the first period. And a note about netminder Eric Szymborski. Eric Szymborski was named the Mid-Atlantic Goalie of the month of September, propelling the Owls to an early 4-1 start in the month. Not quite the same numbers in the month of October, but he was the goalie of the month of September. As Pataki with a shot on, Kolodenko was able to save it. They keep on batting away at it. And finally, the puck is frozen after that third and fourth opportunity. Great job by Kolodenko to control all the rebound opportunities and make sure it didn't get past him. 13:52 to go. Owls with 6 shots on net to just the Broncos 3. As the right-hand shot of Pataki is able to win it back to Devin Thomas. Devin Thomas misses way wide as the Karen's back out in front of Kolodenko, and he's going to cover up again. No shot on net. He's going to play that one conservative. 13:47 to go in the first period. Pataki with another face-off win here. And now Pataki is along the nearboard side, deflected down in front by Weissner, looking for his second goal in 2 games. Hanahan retrieves the puck in the Owls and looking for his defensive partner, Civitella. As that's going to be Chris Daly finishing off Civitella hard in the far corner. Now along the goal line, the Broncos have it. It's Grilly with a backhand chance, intercepted by Civitella. He turns on the Jets as he's able to gain the red line, dumping down deep. He's going to go off for a change himself. Broncos retrieve the puck. Great play here by Kulikowski to make sure it stays in the end. As it comes back out into neutral ice. That's Chris Daly with a dipsy-doodle move around John Anthony. Great hands there as they're able to work it back to the point. Now back out to Chris Daly. He can't handle that one, so now he's working to the far corner in the Owls' end. The Broncos have all momentum here as Grilly, an incredibly skilled forward, has the puck right now. Daly and Grilly with the relentless forecheck here for the Broncos. And Luongo with the high hit on Daly behind the net. The Broncos bench wanted a call there, and now it hits the protective awning behind Szymborski. 12:26 to go as there's a skirmish out in front, but the referees take care of that one and make sure the extracurricular activity stops real quick. Face off to the left of the netminder Szymborski. One forward by the Owls. This is Matt Kulikowski filling in for Justin McKinney, who's not able to play tonight. So Kulikowski, normally a defenseman, getting fourth line forward minutes tonight. As the Broncos are able to get it out into the Owls' end. Can't handle that pass along the right faceoff dot. Shot on that Szymborski swallows up and then allows a juicy rebound to the side of the net. Originally swallowed it up, couldn't quite contain it. And so now that's why the Broncos still have it in the end, as there's a deflection out in front, and it knocks the net off its mooring. Szymborski has an extra shove, but there will be an interference penalty. 11:51 remaining in the first period, and it looks like the Owls are going to go to the power play, as it will be number 7 with the penalty, Lawrence Walker, the 5'6" forward from Medford, New Jersey. The Owls were 4 for 4 in the power play last night against the Wagner Seahawks. Let's see if that power play success continues, as Stephen Kennedy had a hat trick yesterday. He's able to win the draw back. Now Hanrahan working it over to Lombardi. Lombardi surveys his options, giving over to O'Donnell. Back to Lombardi. Lombardi straight away fakes a shot. George sticking the lane here, as they now have a 2-on-1 opportunity. It's Max Daly, the left-handed shot. He's going to get a shot on that Szymborski swallows up. He wants to get rid of that one, knowing that his team's on the power play, but he's forced to swallow up. 11:36 to go in the first period, as that was a great shorthanded opportunity there for number 12, the junior, Max Daly. And now his brother, Chris Daly, is going to take the face-off, as he's able to win it forward, but it was an illegal face-off. So we're going to try that one all over again. Daly still in the face-off dot, as it was O'Donnell who got thrown out for the Owls. Kenny tries to take it forward, unable to. Teeing up a shot here are the Rider Broncos. That's Szymborski's able to swallow up. 11:28 to go. And you would think right now this is the Broncos power play. Already 2 shots on net, 23 seconds into their penalty kill. As the Broncos are able to take it forward. And now the Owls intercept. Hanrahan throwing it down for Lombardi. Lombardi giving over to Kennedy. Kennedy's going to pick up some speed, tries to get it out of the end. Does a dipsy doodle move around Chris Daly. Is able to gain the line, gives it over to Hanrahan at the left point. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy circles back. Was eyeing down Hanrahan the whole time. Ultimately gives it over to Lombardi. Lombardi to Hanrahan. Back to Lombardi. Lombardi straightaway shot. Good save there by Kolodenko, but the Owls were able to recoil with the puck as there was a rebound opportunity. Hanrahan with a backhand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy with Nola Castro O'Donnell. O'Donnell hits the post. He's able to keep the puck, works it over Lombardi. Lombardi walks the line, gives it back to O'Donnell along the nearboard side. O'Donnell gets checked here by Chris Daly, but he's able to keep the puck. Now Kennedy along the goal line, whiffs on a pass attempt. He's able to circle back with the puck. Does a good job keeping the puck. Only 40 seconds remains for the power play for these Owls. Lombardi tees up a shot. Blocker save there by Kolodenko, as the Broncos are able to just get it out. Owls have to reset. Kennedy doing it all by himself. Gets harassed by the Broncos bench as he got carried away there. 20 seconds remain to the minor. 10-10 to go in this first period. Not as intense of a first period as these two teams are used to having, as Brewer whiffs on the pass attempt. He's going to dump it down deep to Krulikowski, the big defenseman Krulikowski, again playing the forward position. So he's going to be a big body out in front on his power play. Gets cross-checked, no call. Powell is able to keep it in the zone. Good stick in the lane here by the Broncos, and finally a goal here by the Owls as they keep up their power play success. Krulikowski keeps it in the zone, and I believe it was finally tapped home by Dave Brewer. And the Owls take an early 1-0 lead, improves to 5 for 5 on the power play on the weekend. 9:46 to go in the first period, and the Owls strike first. But I'm going to wait to hear from our public address announcer just to make sure it was in fact Dave Brewer. It might have been Brady O'Donnell, as the two of them were crossing the net and had pinballed in front of the net. But to the naked eye, it looked like Dave Brewer touched the last. Nonetheless, Krulikowski with a great job keeping that puck in. And the Owls strike first, as now Devin Thomas is just trying to get a shot on. And he scores a backhand top-step goal! Just 5 seconds later, Devin Thomas goes to the backhand. What a goal by Devin Thomas! And the Owls lead 2-0, 2 straight shots. And the Owls lead 2-0. That's the third line of Devin Thomas, Brett Woisner, and David Pataki. The first-year man, Devin Thomas, gets the Owls a 2-0 lead, 9:39 to go in the first period. Civitella now circles around the puck. Gives it over to Devin Thomas. And that goal was unassisted, as our public address announcer Chris Roberts informs the crowd. And this crowd has a buzz that they've been missing for quite some time. Even though the Owls are 2-0 at home this year, just 3-6 on the road, giving them a 5-6 record on the season. As Malamud circles back, gives it over to the defense. And now the Broncos are content dumping it down deep. Malamud's first one to get there. He has Daly behind the net with him. Malamud with a centering attempt here. Works along the near board side. Good check there by Royschner. We have a penalty. Looks like it's going to go against the Owls. Potentially David Pataki, as he's going to go off and give the Broncos their first power play opportunity of the game. With the Owls on top 2-0, it's a slashing call against David Pataki. 8:53 to go in the first period. And no surprise to see Pat Grilly will be manning the left point. He's got a rocket of a shot for these Rider Broncos. Tino has the puck at the left point, works over to the defensive partner. They're going to recoil around with the puck here, work it behind where Lombardi is able to play it. He wants to eat up some clock, tries to get it out of the zone, unable to. Good keep here by the Broncos along the far board side. Now it's reversed on over. Grilly tries to keep it in, does a great job hugging the line there, keeps it in. Broncos work it around. Carnival trying to get it deep, wasn't able to, but now it's Kennedy who picks up the puck at center ice, is able to gain the line, gets a shot on, blocker save there by Kolodenko, hits the glass, does not hit the protective awning, so we play on. Outlet pass here for Chris Daly, unsuccessful, so they're able to dump it down deep yet again. Are the Owls, as 45 seconds have elapsed in the Pataki minor.
Penalty to number 25.
The Broncos able to gain the red line, dump it down deep. No icing here as they were able to gain that red line. Carnival is able to play it off the dasher, then hits the protective awning and jumps out of play. 1:03 remaining to the Pataki slashing call. 7:55 to go in the first. Owls still on top, 2-0 thanks to Dave Brewer and Devin Thomas. Brewer out there to take the draw. A very successful clean win for the Broncos that it squirts all the way down behind the Broncos cage as they're now going to work around, get it out towards center ice. They're able to gain the line here. A centering attempt from Malamud. What a glove save there by Szymborski. He actually got his pad, not his glove. My apologies there. Straightaway shot on to Szymborski. He's able to swallow up. It was a two-pad save there for Szymborski, as he now has 9 saves on the night. 7:29 to go in this first period. Just 37 seconds remain to the Pataki minor. As the puck comes on in towards Szymborski, there's a rebound opportunity here. As now Joey Powell works it on out, just content eating up more clock as he gets hemmed in hard. And he's just going to dump it down deep. He's going to stay with it here. In the end is Vasa. Vasa over to Civitella. Civitella shot down low. Was played by a high stick. No call here. The Temple bench not too pleased here. As the Broncos pick up the puck, Powell tries to intercept. He gets caught napping here. A 4-on-2 chance for the Broncos. They're trying to get their first goal of the game. Szymborski with a pad save there. And then his defense helps him out with the rebound and gets it out of harm's way. Vasa picks up the puck at center ice, dumps it down. Pataki and Vasa here to chase. Good clearing attempts here by the Broncos. They're able to gain the line. Now they're into the zone. John Anthony there for the Owls. Now Devin Thomas gaining the line. He was able to dip the shoulder, pick up some speed there. Squirts back out into neutral ice. 2 sticks come together, works its way out into the Owls' end. 6 minutes remain in the first period. Broncos dump it down deep. Wisner, number 29, works it over his defensive partner, Anthony. Devin Thomas loses the puck at his feet, giving the Broncos a chance in the zone. Saved by Szymborski. He can't control the rest of it, but fortunately for him, the net comes off its moorings and the play is whistled dead. 5:42 to go in the first period. Shot differential in favor of the Owls, 12-11, and they lead on the scoreboard, 2-0. The third line will stay out here for the Temple Owls. Shot on by Chris Daly. Glove save there by Samborski. And it's going to be an interference call as John Anthony was trying to ward off Pat Grilly. The always dangerous Pat Grilly was working hard, kept his feet churning, gets John Anthony to commit a penalty. And the Broncos are going to go to their second power play of the period. 5:38 to go in this first period. Still no time has elapsed from the previous face-off. Might have to have a word with our public address announcer, Chris Roberts. But I will give him his credit. It is a hard job doing the clock and more down there. As the clock has started again and the power play for the Broncos has officially started. Owls are able to clear the end. Kennedy gives chase as Kolodenko's has to play it. Kolodenko with an outlet pass that didn't go tape to tape, so now the Owls are able to dump it down deep again, eat up more clock. Broncos get it on through, get it into the zone pretty much untouched. A centering attempt unsuccessful here, but they're able to keep it in the end. Looking for Chris Daly there, unsuccessful. Pat Grilly to give chase. Good keep in here by the Broncos. Work it out to the right point, but they're not able to keep it in. Might as well have been an Owls clear, as Lombardi is going to dump it down deep. Kolodenko has to play. He just wants to slow it down, not going to do an outlet pass while the Owls were changing, but so were the Broncos as he had no men to pass it to. Now Brady O'Donnell intercepts, gives it over Lombardi. Lombardi is going to clear it down again. Kolodenko slows it down. As the Broncos bench is pretty quiet, they're not too pleased with this start. They expected a hotter start here. As the Broncos gain the line, they're able to get into the zone. Backdoor pass here, misses the net as Samborski was out of position. A high-rising shot that hits glass. Samborski lucky twice. 30 seconds remaining to the Anthony interference minor. 4 minutes remaining in the period. As the Broncos work around the cage. That's Chris Daly along the goal line. Shot on. Good save there by Samborski to get a glove on it. And then it ricochets over the net, excuse me. Carnival picks up the puck. Gets hemmed in by Daly. Shot on. Blocker save there by Samborski. 5 seconds remaining to the Anthony minor. This will be the last shot on the power play. And there it isn't a shot on as Carnival tries to clear. But the Owls are 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. 1 for 1 on the power play. Special teams has been a reason for the Owls' success in this game as well as yesterday's game, as they went 6 for 8 on the penalty kill yesterday, 4 for 4 on the power play, keeping up their special teams percentage high. As the Broncos gain the end, Brewer intercepts, looking for Boston neutral ice, comes back into the Owls' end, 3:13 to go in the first period. Malamud picks up the puck, turns it over to Brewer. Brewer's going to dump it down deep. Vasa gives chase here. Hanrahan is pitching down low. Good play here by Brewer to keep the line temporarily. And now Hanrahan coming back hard. No penalty as he drags his man down. Outlet pass for Vasa here. He's in alone. Finally, the Broncos defenders get back. A whiff here by Kepnitsky. As Brewer's going to stay with the puck with Malamud as he hems in Malamud. Good play here by Vasa behind the net. Works to the point, Civitella. Civitella fake shot on. Vasa along the goal line. Back to Civitella. Civitella shot. Hits a maze of players out in front. And now gives the Broncos an opportunity to gain the line. 2:28 remaining in the first period. As Civitella gets ridden down hard. No penalty as the Owls bench was looking for a call there. Civitella giving it over to Kennedy. Kennedy picking up some speed. He's able to gain the red line. Dump it down deep. No icing here. As Kennedy and Kepnitsky cancel out their men. But it's going to be the Broncos who come away with it. Turn it over to Wisna, who is on the Broncos side of the ice and is going to dump it down deep. Slowing it down is the Broncos defenseman. As they're able to get it out of the zone. John Anthony, the only man back here for the Owls. No icing there. As he gets hemmed in, loses the puck. Works along the nearboard side, now working it behind the cage. 100 seconds remaining in the first period as the Broncos have it in the Owls' end until Kennedy finally picks up the puck. A good pass here to Powell with a cross-ice feed. Now Wisna on the far board side over to Kennedy. Kennedy can't play the puck, so it's going to be icing as the Broncos were the first one there. on the hybrid icing. 85 seconds or 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in this period. Owls still on top 2-0. And the faceoff will come to the right of the netminder, Eric Samborski. Excuse me, it's actually going to come to the left of Eric Samborski. Joe Powell sets to take the draw. He loses it, and the Broncos are able to keep it in the end. A weird ricochet off the boards, a fortuitous bounce to Chris Daly's stick, but he's not able to corral it. Just 70 seconds remaining in the period as they were looking for Pat Gray out in front. Shot on. Samborski wasn't able to see that one, and the shot wasn't on net as it sailed just wide of the net. Now Golden is going to curl back, finds Powell. Powell's able to gain the line. Golden over to Kennedy. Kennedy's going to continue to work it along the goal line. Now he gets hemmed in. Works to the point to Lombardi. Lombardi shot hits a maze of players out in front. Now Kennedy with a shot on. Kolodenko sprawled out still, and he doesn't know where the puck is. He lost his stick too. Lombardi is able to keep the line. Pressure there by Chris Daly. And the Owls still keep it in the end. 30 seconds remain in this first period. Owls still on top 2-0 as Powell gets hemmed in hard. Carnival with a poking check as the puck squirts free behind the cage of the Rider Broncos net. 15 seconds left. Still in the Broncos end. It's Grilly working his way around Lombardi, then intercepted by Devin Thomas. Devin Thomas looking for a shot on with Pataki driving the net. As that'll do it for our first period. The Owls on top 2-0 thanks to a Dave Brewer and Devin Thomas goal. They happened 5 seconds apart from one another. And that's going to do it for our first period, and we will rejoin you when the second period starts. Welcome back into our broadcast. Right before we get ready for the second period of play, I have two notes to share with you guys. First off, Coach Sean Levin was talking to the referees and was not pleased with one of the calls called against Rider that led to the power play go for the Owls. And then another thing is, this team name is the Rider Broncs and not Broncos, so for the rest of the broadcast, we'll be referring to them as the Broncs. The second period is underway. Brewer now with the puck. Gets it intercepted by Malamud, working out into center ice with Hanrahan over to Civitella. Civitella's content dumping it down deep, where Brady O'Donnell's going to play with the puck. He gets hemmed in along the boards. Brewer and O'Donnell chase. As now O'Donnell back to Brewer. Brewer is trying out for a pass along the goal line to Vasa. Vasa now has the puck back to the point to Civitella. Working it down low to Vasa, where it gets intercepted. Still a lack of intensity as we reach 40 seconds into the second period. Shot on, easy save there by Samborski as he's able to drop down to his knees and make the save. Now it's Max Daly, who was along the goal line, who missed the puck. Comes back out into the Bronx end, where Kolodenko was trying to play it, didn't get a piece of it as it had missed his paraphernalia. Max Daly dumps it down deep for the Rider Bronx, and John Anthony will be the first one to beat it out. That's going to come all the way back into the Bronx end. 18:55 to go in the second period, the middle frame of three periods. Now the puck's worked out into the slot where Kenny takes a shot on. Easy save there by Kolodenko as he covers up. Just 7 seconds come off the clock here. Same unit staying out there for the Owls. As big 6'3" defenseman Corey Hurst, number 44, is coming out for the Rider Bronx. Kennedy now has the puck, works it back to the point. Carnival deflection out in front by Powell. Now it's Chris Daly, number 22, the right-handed shot. Shot on, and he scores! Goes over the blocker of Samborski. Samborski can't handle that one. And number 22, Chris Daly gets the goal. And the Bronx are on the board. Just a minute 28 into the period. A high-rising shot. Samborski can't handle that one. And we have ourselves a one-goal game. That was a great individual effort there by Chris Daly to walk in on goal pretty much untouched. Lifted high blocker side. Samborski can't handle that one. And now we have a one-goal game as it's worked along the near board side. Kennedy there to play. Gets intercepted by Pat Grilly. Pat Grilly is going to try a chance of his own as he's constantly being checked by Carnival. And then Samborski is going to cover that one up. Freezes the puck. 18:15 to go, excuse me, in the second period. As the Bronx are owning play here in this period. And keep in mind, this is the period of the long change, making it very difficult for both teams to come back defensively. And you saw it on that last goal by the Bronx. Shot on, blocker save there by Samborski. Now glove down by Woyschner, who had a goal yesterday. He's going to pick up some speed. He's able to stay with it temporarily, and now it's going to be the Bronx coming out of their zone. Gain the red line, now get it into the end. Shot on that Samborski didn't see. He looks behind him. You never like to see that as a netminder, but it was under his paraphernalia there. 17:52 to go. And the shot differential in this period is 6-0 in favor of the Rider Bronx, as they do have the lone goal of the period coming off the stick of Chris Daly. Puck's worked out into the slot, comes out of the zone. Devin Thomas there to play to get it out of harm's way. Now Woyschner hems his man into the board. Civitella's going to get it out of the zone, out back into center ice. Bronx had to wait for everyone to touch up. Now they're able to gain the line. Hard slap shot misses the net, and they're not able to keep the zone. So now it comes back out into center ice. And again, we are a little over 2 minutes into this period, and it's been all Rider Bronx here as they work it behind the cage, circle around Setting her attempt out in front. Samborski didn't know where it was. It's now along the near board side. Working back to the right point here, the Bronx. It's now Civitello, who's been out there for quite some time, giving over to his defensive partner, number 20, Patrick Hannerhan, who was able to finally split it free out towards center ice. Good play there by Kempinski. Get out of the zone. Comes back out to Civitello to play in the Owls' end. He's going to circle around the cage. Goes back to number 18, a former number of Kurt Nose, but now first-year man Kempinski, number 18, with the puck. He's going to circle around. Gets the puck in, looking for his line mate, number 19, Steven Luongo. Number 22, Kulikowski, gets his stick up high. No call there. Could have been called for high sticking. Kempinski with a shot on. Hits a maze of players out in front. Now he's going to circle around the net. Good keep there by Anthony along the near board side. Upends his man. The rider bench is calling for a trip, but the referee is not agreeing. As it's worked along the goal line, Kulikowski is going to poke away at it. And they're going to whistle that Kolodenko had it under his blocker for long enough as it's whistled down. 17:52 to go. As Joey Powell and Malamud take the draw for their respective clubs. Powell's able to win the draw. Kennedy picks it up. He gets walloped. It's very rare you see Stephen Kennedy getting upended there. As he's going off for a change here, he can't catch his footing. And that's another fast whistle. Each team getting a very quick whistle. Samborski with a fortunate whistle there as he hadn't fully covered up. 17:38 to go in the second period. And I still see Stephen Kennedy on the bench, so he's not being checked out anymore. Probably going to be all right and will continue to play, just going to miss that one shift. As now Max Daly picks up the puck. Turns it over temporarily to Brady O'Donnell and then picks it back up along the near board side. So O'Donnell going cross ice to Anthony. Anthony looking for an outlet pass to Vasa. Vasa's going to be the first one there, negating the icing. He's going to circle around, trying for a centering attempt to Brady O'Donnell. Unsuccessful. Now Malamud's going to dump it down deep, but we're going to get a whistle for the net coming off its moorings. It had just come a little bit off its moorings. And so that play is going to be whistled down. And the puck should stay in the Bronx end here. 17:09 to go in the second period. Owls on top 2-1. And the Bronx are leading in the shot department 20-14. Specifically in this period, 8-0. As we have a little bit of stoppage here as Kolodenko is retying his pads up. So it's going to be the right-handed shot of Dave Brewer to take the face-off for the Owls. Once Kolodenko gets all set up, as he's ready to go, we're set to take the draw. Puck's won back by the Owls. Brady O'Donnell's going to dump it down deep where Vasa gets hemmed in along the near board side in the near corner. No movement on this puck as there was 3 Bronx players and 2 Owls players until it finally squirts free back out into the Owls end where Carnival's going to be the first one to touch up with it. He's pressured by Chris Daly, number 22, the lone goal scorer for the Bronx. Number 81, Jason Lombardi, trying to get it out of his zone. Good deflection in front by Pat Grilly. He's always dangerous and knows the right spots at the right time, where to be, as he's going to stay hard on Carnival. But Carnival's a slippery defenseman. He's able to pick up some speed. It's at the feet of Brewer, and Carnival's going to keep on going with it. He circles around first there and then turns it over. An odd man rush. Outlet pass to Pat Grilly. Pat Grilly back to Daly. Daly with a backhand shot. Net comes off his moorings, and Samborski's able to save the shot anyway. 16-17 to go in the second period. As the opportunistic Bronx with another shot on, but Samborski is able to save that shot. The Owls got caught napping. It was a 2-on-1. Pat Grilly and Chris Daly in alone, but Samborski is able to cover up and make the save. Now it's worked back to the point where they're going to work it behind the cage, or the Bronx. Powell's here to give chase for the Owls. As he negates his man. Now Kennedy picks up some speed. He's all right after missing that last shift. in the far board corner. He gets finished off, and it's put to the seat. Of a chance deflection out in front. Civitello with a good keep. Now Kennedy circling back around. He turns it over in the neutral zone, giving the Bronx another chance. Shot on. Samborski's able to paddle that one away. Works it back to the point here. And it had temporarily come out, so Powell continued to poke away at it until the Bronx clear it back into the Owls' end. 15:25 to go in the second period. Owls still on top 2-1. As Kennedy picks up the puck, able to gain the red line, dumps it down deep onto net. Kolodenko with an easy pad save there. And it hits the linesman in front. The Bronx bench not too pleased there. They had an outlet pass. Could have even had an odd man rush if it didn't hit the linesman, and that's all because it's the period of the long change. Bronx able to keep in the end. Shot on. Glove save there by Eric Samborski. 14:58 to go in this middle frame, and the face-off will come to the right of the netminder, Eric Samborski. As it's won back to the point by the Bronx. Now it's the Owls with the puck. Devin Thomas, who right now has the game-winning goal if no other goals are scored, works it back to Wisna. Wisna over to Weissner. Good pass on over to Pataki. It was a swift pass over to Pataki, and then they work it behind the cage now. Is John Anthony over to Devin Thomas, where it gets intercepted in the Owls' end. Weissner can't gain his footing. So now the Bronx with a shot on, and what a goal in the high slot, and the emphatic celebration there by the Rider Bronx. Their second of the period, they have tied it up. That was number 17, Connor Fox. The 6'3" defenseman is able to steal the puck from Weissner, then is left alone in the high slot, rips it blocker side. The Bronx with 2 goals of their own, 2 unanswered, and we have ourselves a tied game with 14:29 to go in the second period. Coach Ryan Frayne has elected to put out his hard-working, grinding fourth line after allowing that goal. Max Daly finishes off Kulikowski hard there. Kulikowski not too pleased, throws a slash to Max Daly. And that's going to be Hurst throwing it out, trying to look for Malamud for the Rider Bronx. Malamud turns it over to center ice to Kepnitsky. He's going to get a shot on block to stay there. Kolodenko wasn't able to control it, then has to fall on top of it. And we're going to get the puck frozen here. 14:01 to go in the second period. As yet again, Kolodenko has to check his paraphernalia, is retying his pads. Very rare you see that, especially after some routine saves he's had to make. Luongo's able to win it back to the point to Lombardi. Lombardi's shot hits a maze of players. That last maze of player was Malamud, as he's going to dance around a couple Temple defenders. Gets it on net, easy pad save there. For Samborski, and then he paddles it away. Kulikowski is going to hit it off the end boards. Trying to find Kepnitsky. Hurst with an outlet pass here. That doesn't go tape to tape. They deem it hit actually off his tape, whether it went tape to tape or not. We won't know. Kepnitsky working along the far board point. But the Bronx do a good job of keeping it in, though. Circling around the cage is Carnival. Over to Kulikowski, who can't play it. But Luongo and Kepnitsky are the first ones to play there. As Kepnitsky gets hemmed in. He looks tired right now, but he's going to stay out there. Can't keep that puck, as he's going to go off for a chance. Kennedy's going to replace him now. As Kennedy's camping out in the high slot now, he's going to come towards the skirmish until it finally squirts free, where Powell intercepts in neutral ice and gets it down deep. They're going to call icing there. He didn't gain the red line. Coach Ryan Frayne not as pleased. He is animated on the bench, thought that Joey Powell had gained the red line there. That's number 11, Joey Powell. Nonetheless, the linesman's going to stick to his call, and it's going to come to the right of netminder Eric Samborski. Civitella picks up the puck for the Owls, trying to find Kennedy there as he works along the near board side. Picking it up is Chris Daly, the assistant captain for these Rider Broncs. Civitella over to Hanrahan. Hanrahan gets it down deep as he was checked hard by Pat Grilly. Golden and Daly exchange. Daly gets the better of him and is able to get it back in center ice, where Civitella is going to be content throwing it back in. 12:18 to go in the second period, all knotted up at 2. Good poke check there by Pat Golden as it skyrockets and hits the ceiling. The puck is going to stay in the Bronx end. 12:10 to go. And while there's no loss of manpower, it's equivalent to an icing, and that same unit for the Rider Broncs needs to stay out there as the Temple Owls are going to switch up their unit. The forwards are Brady O'Donnell, Dave Brewer, and Cody Vossa manning the point. John Anthony and Alex Wisna as Brady O'Donnell has the puck. Shot on, deflected in front. Kolodenko was able to handle that one. As it comes out to Pat Grilly. Pat Grilly's picking up some speed, works it back to the trailing forward. Hits Wisna out in front. Now it's going to be Chris Daly working it to the point. Shot misses the net, just went wide of the cage. That shot also missed the cage as there was a shot by Pat Grilly. Now comes out in front and is under Samborski's pads as he just slid over. Not sure he knew exactly where that puck was. It actually was behind him. And he slid over, and the puck, fortunately for him, was under his pads and was able to get the puck frozen. 11:45 to go in the second period as we've almost reached the midway point of regulation, all knotted up at 2. Take shot on here by the Broncs. Wisner tries to intercept, unable to. A backhand pass here for the Rider Broncs as John Anthony almost got upended. Number 36 for the Temple Owls. Works it back to the left faceoff dot. Shot misses the net. As they work along the near board side, Dave Brewer staying hard on his man. Good stick in the lane by John Anthony as he reverses on over to Cody Vossa, who can't get it out of the zone. A weak clearing attempt keeps it in the zone for the Rider Broncs as a deflection doesn't hit the net, but it went to the left doorstep of Eric Samborski. As the Owls are still struggling to get it out of the end. Shot hits a maze of players out in front. Samborski fortunate there yet again. They're able to keep the line. And then finally it comes just out. The Rider Broncs need to touch up, forcing the Owls to finally get it out of the end until it comes back for Wisna to play it over to John Anthony. Anthony is just going to backhand it out, and then it comes out into the Owls bench. Stopping play, 10:41 to go in the second period. And still, this entire period has been all Rider, as they are out-shooting the Temple Owls in this period 16-3 and outscoring them 2-0. Chris Carnival here to play the puck, as he's going to circle around, gets it out into center ice. Hirsch over to his defensive partner. Gets it back into the zone of the Rider Broncos, giving it over to the trailing forward. He's going to walk the line. And then Carnival is going to pick up the puck. It's Devin Thomas picking up some speed. He had the second goal for the Temple Owls, putting them up 2-0 early in the first period. Bronx are able to get it out of the zone. It's at tacky speed. He can't handle it. Finally gets it back into the Bronx end, where they're trying to reverse around for Carnival. Carnival got tripped up. Ryan Frayne looking for a call there. No call to be had, as the coach of Temple Owls is red in the face right now. Working it back to the right point of the Bronx. Now to the left point. Shot on by Hirsch. Deflection, it looks out in front, so Samborski didn't make the save there as the puck skitters free back into center ice. And then they were able to gain the red line on that dump attempt. So no ice, and Carnival cancels out his man as Malamud gives chase. Golden, now number 88 with the puck. Dumps it down deep. Kennedy gives chase as he picks up the puck. Works it back to the point to number 20, Hanrahan. Hanrahan with a shot on, and he scores! Joey Powell was looking for the deflection out in front. An innocent enough looking shot by Hanrahan. It looked like Kolodenko was fooled, expecting it to be deflected by Powell. To the naked eye, it didn't look like Powell got a piece of it. So it looks like that's going to be Patrick Hanrahan's goal. That is his second of the weekend putting the Owls back on top 3-2. The right-handed shot of Patrick Hanrahan with an innocent floating shot. Frankly, a wrist shot, not even a full slap shot. Fools the netminder Kolodenko. And with 10:25 to go in the second period, the Owls are back on top 3-2. As I'm not quite sure what the referees are looking for here, as they're having a meeting below our perch right now. As you can see, Stephen Kennedy is looking at the referees right now. Still not entirely sure what's going on. Once I get more word, I would give it over to you guys. There was nothing after the play that would indicate a penalty. So I think we're finally going to take care of the clock. There's been a couple clock issues that I've mentioned already in the broadcast. And I think that both coaches are complaining about the clock. So it's being situated by the referee right now. I still see 10:25 remaining on the clock. As Ryan Frayne is just nodding his head with whatever the referee is saying. So as of right now, I see nothing changing on the clock as the Owls are on top 3-2. But the Bronx are leading in the shot department 28-18. As the Owls bench is having some fun with our public address announcer and the way he sounds when he makes some goal calls, as slowly the clock has come down to 10:10. They've taken 15 seconds off the clock. Not sure that was the difference in this game, as there have been plenty of times the clock hasn't started. But nonetheless, 10:10 to go in the second period. We resume play here as Joey Powell loses the draw to Chris Daly. Chris Daly now has the puck, turns it over to Pat Golden. And the clock is working just fine as I peer over to my left towards the Rider bench. Chris Kennedy circles around. Excuse me, I was Stephen Kennedy, not Chris Kennedy. I'm confused because our public address announcer, Chris Roberts, is the one speaking right now. As Stephen Kennedy picks up the puck, looking for a pass in front to Powell. A weak dump attempt there by Patrick Hanrahan. So Grilly now gets behind. It's a one-on-one. Civitello loses his footing, but a blocker save there by Szymborski keeps him in the game. And then a glove save there. A sprawled out Eric Szymborski robs Pat Grilly in the slide. 9:29 to go in the second period. Owls still on top. And Eric Szymborski has been forced to make 28 saves already as we've reached just past the halfway point of regulation. I don't think Ryan Frayne and company would enjoy the Owls giving up 60-plus shots, as that's roughly what they're on pace for. Keep in mind, in the entire first period, the Rider Bronx just had 12 shots on net. They have 18 shots in what hasn't even been 11 minutes of play in the second period, as the Rider Bronx aren't able to gain the line. They were offside. Malamud beat him by a step. A little anxious on that play. 9:15 to go in the second period. The right-handed shot of Malamud and Brewer sets take the draws for their respective clubs. Malamud, who's able to kick it forward to his line mate Daly. And now Malamud working it behind the cage. He gets canceled out by Carnival. But then Daly picks it up. He's able to intercept. Looks for a centering attempt backdoor to his line mate. Unsuccessful there. But they're able to keep it in the end. Now it's Brady O'Donnell picking up the puck. Good backhand pass to Dave Brewer to get it out of the zone. And what a weird bounce is that. Hit off the dasher and behind the net into the protective awning and then out of play. I can honestly say that's the first time I've seen that all season long. 8:50 to go in the second period. Owls still on top, 3-2. As the faceoff will come to center ice. Dave Brewer sets the draw again for the Owls. He's able to kick it forward where Brady O'Donnell's the first one to touch up. Wasn't able to get enough firepower on that one and gets canceled out. Now Cody Vasa appears to play with a high stick. Deemed to have been a good play, and then he gets it on net. Fooled the netminder Kolodenko, but he's able to make the save, and then it caroms out of play into the Owls bench. As the defenseman number 44 is punched over. That was a long shift for him. And he's finally able to come off for the Rider Bronx. Brewer taking the third faceoff on the shift. Ties up his men. It's still in that faceoff dot. Finally, the Bronx are able to kick it forward. As they spread out play, Wisner tries to cancel him out. Unsuccessful there, so the Bronx continue play. Now Wisner intercepts. Looks for an outlet pass to Vasa. Vasa's going to give chase here and wasn't the first one to play it, so good skating there by the Rider Bronx to force the icing. 8:13 to go in the second period. Still 3-2 in favor of the Owls. And no surprise here that Coach Sean Levin has opted to put out this line consisting of Pat Grilly and Chris Daly as they look for a goal in the offensive end. Bronx able to win it back. High rising shot. Samborski makes an easy glove save there. As routine, a save that he'll make all season long. And with that puck frozen, the Owls get a completely different unit out there. 5 different men, highlighted by the centerman, David Pataki, number 25, donning the home white sweater for the Owls. As intercepted along the goal line, set in front to Pat Grilly. He can't handle that one. Now it's Devin Thomas slowing down play along the nearboard side. He's going to go cross ice to Hanrahan behind the net. Now gives over to Weissner. Weissner giving over to Devin Thomas. Devin Thomas able to gain the line, works around his man. Now with a backhand chance trying to find Weissner. Pataki looking to Devin Thomas. Chris Daly ultimately gets it out of the zone. Pat Grilly leading the rush here, negating the icing. He's going to circle around the cage, looks for a shot out in front. Daly hits the outside of the cage there. Samborski appears to be fooled, didn't exactly know where the puck was. His head was on a swivel there. Now it's Devin Thomas giving over to Weissner. Weissner dips around his man, gets the puck down deep. They circle around. Weissner still staying hard on that puck. Finally, the Bronx are able to get it out of the end. Well, Chris Daly can't handle that one as he's skating very matter-of-factly. It's been a long shift for him and his line mates as he's going to go off now, forcing Kulikowski to come forward with the puck. He's going to dump it on into the goalie's glove. That's Kolodenko. 6:57 to go in the second period. Owls on top 3-2. And while they've been outscored 2-1 in this period, interesting note that they outscored the Wagner Seahawks 5-0 last night after they trailed 4-2 at the end of the first period. They were leading 7-4 as it's a reaching glove save there by Kolodenko. They were leading 7-4 last night at the end of 2 periods, so they had 5 unanswered in the second period, and even at one point led 9-4 as they cruised to an easy 10-5 win last night, ending their 6-game skid. As Kolodenko, for the third time tonight, checking his pads, retying them. That might be an issue, that's the third time he's been forced to look at his paraphernalia as the Bronx were able to lead a 2-on-1 charge here. And they missed the pass there, very uncharacteristic of the Rider Bronx. They work it out into the high slot here. Kebnitsky with a backhand chop to get it out of the zone. And then the Bronx throw it back into the zone where Carnaval is going to work it out from behind his cage. Gets it out into center ice. A wobbling puck on towards Kolodenko. And the first one there is Kebnitsky. Surprised to see that the Rider Bronx just gave up on that play, leaving Kolodenko out to dry, but no goal scored there by the fourth line, specifically Kebnitsky, as it's worked behind Samborski. Lombardi, number 81, to play there to Kulikowski. Kulikowski looking for Kennedy there. Icing negated as it was last played by the Rider Bronx. Kennedy with a pass out in front to Powell. Powell gets a shot on good. Save there by Kolodenko as he was able to slide from post to post. And then this puck goes all the way down for icing. And the linesmen are making sure that that same unit for the Rider Bronx stays out there. 5:46 to go in the second period. Owls still on top 3-2. Thanks to the Patrick Hanrahan goal that put them up 3-2. Powell and Malamud at the faceoff dot. Easy save there by Kolodenko from a shot from Kennedy. Golden keeps it in the end. Forced to go to his backhand. Now gives it over to Kennedy. And the puck hits the ceiling for the second time tonight. Puck's going to stay in the Bronx end. Surprised to see that the Bronx were able to change their unit. Not sure if the referees missed that one, but my recollection is if it hits the ceiling, it's equivalent to the puck going out of play. Nonetheless, a different unit out here for the Rider Broncs. The Owls are able to keep it in the end. That was a temporary keep, as now Max Daly gives John Anthony a run for his money. Malamud circling around. Puck comes out in front to Szymborski. He's able to save that one. Puck now at the right point. Crossed on over to the left point. Max Daly shot misses the net, goes just right of the cage. Shot hits a maze of players now out in front. That was a point shot there. Puck comes out into the high slot, kicks forward. If that one had gone in, it most likely would have been waved off. Stephen Kenny is able to gain the line, dances around Hurst. Looking for Golden out in front. Powell picks up the puck, gets a shot on. Great save there by Kolodenko, who was able to get a glove on it. He was very patient. Powell had time and space there. Tried to pick his corner, but Kolodenko was ready there. As Kolodenko comes out, backhands the pass that Brewer intercepts on. He was looking for Malamud with the pass Kolodenko was there. Along the goal line, Brewer with a shot. Misses the net. Hanrahan's able to keep the line. Looks for a deflection out in front. Hits no Temple players. As a weird tear him off the boards. That one's going to go down for icing. 4:17 to go in the second period with the Owls still on top. 3-2, but the Broncs leading in the shot department. 31-25. And an interesting note, after the Broncs had 18 shots in the first 11 minutes, in just the last 5, just one shot on net. So the defense has been better for the Temple Owls, limiting the Broncs opportunities. As Brady O'Donnell's shot hits the outside of the cage, now Brewer is there to play it. He circles completely around the cage. Goal line shot that hits the post, almost fooled Kolodenko. But Kolodenko was hugging the post, making sure it didn't beat him. Max Daly now comes away with the puck. It was played last by Rider Broncs, but he had gained the red line, so no icing there. As a backhand clearing attempt here for the Owls is unsuccessful. A good shot there by Brady O'Donnell to eliminate that chance for the Broncs, and now it just comes on to Kolodenko where he makes an easy pad save there. 3:30 to go in the second period. Brady O'Donnell and Civitella working behind the cage and forechecking here for the Owls. Vasa, the forward's forced to get back until Civitella finally comes back. Now Vasa does a good job getting a skate on that to make sure he wasn't deep. Right in front of the referee, Hanrahan got punched in the chops, no call there. Very few penalties in this game, just 3 total. Straightaway shot on, pad save there by Szymborski, and then it's finally thrown out of harm's way there by number 91, Civitella. Szymborski's rebound control has been shaky in this game, but has only allowed 2 goals, as Devin Thomas tees up a shot blocked out in front by a Rider Broncs. Pataki gives chase, backhand opportunity, comes straight away to Lombardi. Lombardi's just going to hit it off the end boards to Pataki. Pataki gets ridden off that puck. Lombardi's going to pinch down low. So now Carnival's the only defenseman back until Lombardi finally comes back here. Broncs are able to gain the line. Shot on, left pad save there by Szymborski. Working it behind the cage now are the Broncs until Carnival finally intercepts. Changing possession of the puck is Pataki giving over to Vasa. 2:10 to go in the second period. Owls still on top 3-2, as not much has changed in the last 5 minutes on the scoreboard, whether that be shots or goals. Kennedy picks up the puck at the right faceoff dot, looking for a deflection there with Carnival. He's looking for Woissner's stick. Kennedy circles around to the point to Lombardi. Lombardi tries to find Woissner again, but it was intercepted. Now Lombardi picks up the puck. The Broncs have time and space here to get the puck deep. It hits the protective awning to make sure our spectators aren't hit, as the far boards does have this protective awning to make sure all of our spectators are unharmed. 1:39 to go in the second period, as we've just reached under 100 seconds to play in the second period. Powell tries to win the puck back, was unable to, so it squirts all the way free to the Owls' end, where it's going to go down for icing. 91 seconds to play in the second period. Owls still on top 3-2, even though they've been outscored 2-1 in this period. They were leading 2-0 going into the first intermission. As the first line comes out for the Temple Owls, consisting of Dave Brewer, Brady O'Donnell, and Cody Vasa. Point men are Civitella and Hannerhan. As the puck comes all the way down yet again, another icing here. As just 6 more seconds come off the clock, and the faceoff will come to the left of the netminder Kolodenko yet again. Brady O'Donnell sets to take the draw post to Dave Brewer this time around. Both are right-handed shots for this team. As it looks like Ryan Frame's looking for something. Coach Ryan Frame was just talking to Coach Sean Levin of Ryder. As the Bronx circle it behind their cage. Try clearing attempt picked up by Brewer. He's going to continue to bat away at it until it's finally gloved down by a Bronx defender. Given over to Pat Grilly. He's picking up some speed. Shot misses the net. Just left of the cage. It's now Chris Haley given over to Pat Grilly. Works the best of the point. Shot on. Not sure if it fully got through until finally Samborski covers up. Hit a maze of players. A good shot opportunity there by the Ryder Bronx. Smart shot with a maze of players out in front. Could have hit an air at 6. That was Connor Foss, who tied the game up at 2 with the point shot. Looking for his second of the game. 1:01 to go in the second period. Powell's able to win the draw. Kennedy kicks it forward. Kennedy backhands it into the zone. Was looking for Pat Golden until Kolodenko paddled that one away. The Bronx slow down the pace. Go cross ice. What a beautiful feed here to finally gain the line are the Bronx. The Bronx with a shot on. Saved there by Samborski. And then it finally comes out of the end. A whiffing attempt there. Kennedy in alone on the breakaway. The right-handed shot is forced to go to the backhand. Skyrockets a shot that almost goes out of play. He lost it last second. He had a breakaway and then lost an edge on the puck. And Kennedy not too pleased that he missed that. He was forced to resort to the backhand. Just 15 seconds remain in the period. Powell kicks it forward to Pat Golden. He's working it behind the cage. He's probably going to try a centering attempt soon as Powell was out in front of the net. Pat Golden staying hard on the puck until it finally squirts free into the Owls' end. With 2.2 seconds remaining in the period, the Ryder Bronx bench is not too pleased. I was peering over at the clock to see if it would reach the end of the period. This Ryder Bronx bench is given our public address announcer heck tonight, as he stopped it about a second early, so it reached 2.2 opposed to 1.2. The Owls win the puck back, had a shot on it. It would have counted if it had gone in. Saved there by Kolodenko. The only reason I mentioned that it would have counted is because there's an extra second on the clock. Now there's 0.7, but the referees are just saying, let's end the period, run out the rest of the clock. The Owls are going to go into the second intermission leading 3-2, thanks to the Pat Hannerhan goal, and we will rejoin you when the third period resumes. Welcome back into our third and final period of play. The Owls are on top 3-2, but the Rider Broncs lead in the shot department 35-28. As we get set to take the draw, it's going to be Malamud and Brewer. Brewer's able to kick it forward and win it. Gets a high-rising shot that Kolodenko shoulders. And then Max Daly is going to backhand it out of the zone where Cody Voss is forced to play the puck. Comes back in, Max Daly gets a piece of it, slows it down for the defense. Broncs try and circle back around, but Brewer's staying hard on him behind the net until it's finally intercepted again by the Rider Broncs. So they finally get it out of the zone. Malamud receives the outlet pass here, working it behind the net now. He's on his backhand this whole time. Works it back to the point. Stemborski gets his left pad on that one to get it out of harm's way. Hanrahan backhands it back towards Kennedy. Puck skipping around. Pinballs out of the zone. And then it's thrown back in. He was at the red line there, so no icing as we've reached the first minute of play in this third period. And they're going to call that one icing against Stephen Kennedy. Seems like that's already been the second or third time that the Owls are right at the red line, maybe a stride behind it, and these linesmen are not giving them the benefit of the doubt. And the linesman over here is calling for the face-off at center ice, it appears, saying that that was the wrong call. So we are going to get it at center ice, as the linesman admits that he messed up that call, which does not force the Owls to get the same unit out there. So Bossa goes off and Golden replaces him. Comes back to the defensive first. Kennedy picks up the puck. Drops it behind the net. Pat Golden's the first one there. Backhands it over to Powell. Powell then tries to backhand it to Kennedy. And then this one's not going to go all the way down, but does come into the Owls' end with Carnival forced to play. Not entirely sure what the call is here yet again. Excuse me. We have an Owls player down in the end. I see a number 8. Most likely is Pat Golden, as it is Pat Golden. And then Frank, our trainer, falls down on the ice right below our perch. He's okay. The Temple bench is having a riot with that one. But more importantly, Pat Golden is okay as he's skating back to the bench. I think as of right now, our bigger worry is our trainer right now, Frank, rather than Pat Golden. All smiles from Frank and Pat Golden, as I can even see under the mask of the backup netminder, Scott Salomon. He is having a field day with this one. As we're about to resume play here. Powell kicks it on forward to Kennedy. Kennedy finds Weissner. Weissner dumps it down. And then an easy swallow up there for the netminder Kolodenko as it was thrown on net. And he just covers up and freezes the puck. Face off to the left of the netminder Kolodenko, but in the right face-off dot is Pataki with the right-handed shot. It was trying to win it on his backhand to the point of Lombardi. Lombardi now plays it, but the Owls have to touch up as it did come out of the zone. Pataki with a good sweeping poke check there to get it back into the zone, negating the Broncs oncoming odd man rush. And now Pataki gets hemmed in. This will be an odd man rush. It's Chris Daly. Slows up, good stick there by Lombardi as he makes sure to get that stick down and force Chris Daly to not get a shot off as he poked it away. But still the Broncs staying relentless in the end as Grilly goes to the backhand and then it hits off of Carnival's stick. And they're going to deem that it didn't come off the Broncs last and the puck's going to come out of play. To the naked eye, it looked like it hit off Chris Carnival last and he was the one who had swept it out of the zone. Broncs bench not too pleased. While it has not been overly physical on the ice, Both benches have been animated, but it's not showing on the ice surface right now. We'll wait and see if this storyline continues to play out as the puck is rimmed around the far board side. A hard slap shot that hits Hanahan out in front doesn't fully get to Szymborski. 17:30 to go in the third period. As we can already start to see, the Rider Bronx defensemen are engaging more in on the play. Starting to pinch in a little more. As Luongo gets his stick flashed out of his hands, no call there, but he was able to kick it forward nonetheless. Kulikowski working it behind the cage, loses the handle on it. Comes back to the point of Sabatello, who resorts to the backhand and skyrockets the shot out of play. And the play is whistled dead. 17:05 to go in the final play, in the final period of regulation. Owls on top 3-2. It looks like it's going to be called for an illegal face-off, so we're going to throw the Rider Bronx player out and redo it. Brady O'Donnell's able to kick the puck forward. Picked up here by the Rider Bronx. A sweeping pass into the neutral zone. Puck comes towards the Rider bench, not into the Rider bench. A couple Rider players were ducking their heads, assuming the puck was going to come into the bench. Nonetheless, we play on. Puck is rimmed around the far board side. Now works behind the cage where Brewer was looking for a centering attempt to Brady O'Donnell. Puck comes back in center ice. John Anthony with a hard shot on from center ice. A real impressive hard shot on from center ice that Kolodenko was able to save. And I see a sprawled out player here. Going to try and get the number for you guys. It's number 29, Alex Wisna, who got hit. Didn't see the play as our perch is in the way. But Wisna appears to be on his back right now. His nose is split open, according to Coach Ryan Frayne. You never like to see this one, no matter what team it is. As they are calling the paramedics over, as our trainer Frank won't be able to handle this one. It's going to need much more medical attention. I just overheard Coach Ryan Frayne asking to make sure that this one's a 5. I didn't see the play, so I can't comment on it. As Wisna comes to his feet, again, it is along our porch. Wisna is speaking. He was able to get up on his own power. At this point, you can only hope it's not a concussion, as nothing appears to be broken or bruised. He's slowly and matter-of-factly skating back on over, but it will be a 5-minute major assessed to the Rider Bronx, and that penalty is going to come to number 5, Gary Fisher, the 5'7" defenseman from Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. I just got word in, it's number 7, Lawrence Walker, who committed 17. My apologies. It was number 17 who had scored the second goal for the Rider Bronx. He's the one who has gotten the major, and that's number 17, Connor Fox. It's being served by number 5 right now. So it is a 5-minute major for the Temple Owls, who are already 1-for-1 on the power play, as they will have ample time to set up, already leading 3-2, and I apologize for all the confusion on that penalty, as O'Donnell has the puck to right face-off side, goes cross-ice to Hanahan. Hanahan with a shot on. Kolodenko is able to make the save. Now Hanahan has it at the left point. Coach Ryan Frayne is screaming, set up, set up. Shot on by Kennedy. Good save there by Kolodenko as he gets a piece of it, and then it deflects on out to the far corner. Vaca gets thrown to the ice. That's going to be another penalty to the Rider Bronx. And now Max Daly touches up, as it will be number 44 going to the box, most likely for roughing. Corey Hirsch So we're going to have a 2-minute 5-on-3 power play for the Temple Owls, as there's a couple choice words for number 84, Cody Vasa. Something we know about Cody Vasa is he tends to embellish, and he might have embellished there as he was pushed. It looked like he was shot out of a cannon as he fell onto his back, but he was able to draw the penalty nonetheless. 15:41 to go in the second period. 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes.
And also number 11, Greg Smith will be serving Hunter Fox penalty.
Hanrahan over to Lombardi. Hanrahan with a shot straight away. Deflected by Pat Grilly, and then it hits the protective awning behind Kolodenko. Puck's going to stay in the zone. Only 13 seconds have come off that purse minor, as that'll be the first of the two to come off, as the other one was a major penalty. Puck works back to Hanrahan, working along the far board side to Kennedy. Kennedy back to Hanrahan. Hanrahan straight away now to Lombardi. Cross ice feed to Kennedy. Kennedy tees up a shot. Good save there by Kolodenko that comes to the top of his crease. Kennedy stays with it. Kennedy is now straight away backhand pass to Hanrahan. Hanrahan slows it down, giving over to Kennedy at the right face-off dot. Kennedy along the goal line to Lombardi. Kennedy can't handle that pass. And the Rider Bronx are able to get it out of harm's way and get 3 new players out there. But there's going to be another penalty on the Rider Bronx, and this one won't even start until the Corey Hirsch penalty is over. Right now we have an injured player below our perch, and I can't get a number there. It appears to be number 81, Jason Lombardi's holding his leg. That's going to be another penalty, as this game is getting out of hand. It's going to be a slash, and it is number 1, Jason Lombardi, who's grabbing his leg, and at the left face-off dot in the Bronx end, a couple players came together. Fortunately, a linesman's on top of that one to make sure nothing else comes of it. Now the goaltending coach, Ted Wood, and our trainer, Frank, have to come out. They want to check on Jason Lombardi, and I can assure you Frank is going to be the first one out there to make sure his good dear friend Jason Lombardi is all right. The two of them are in fact roommates and live together, so Lombardi took a stare back at the player that had slashed him. So we're going to continue to play 5-on-3, and that most recent minor won't even begin until either the Owls score a goal in the next 59 seconds when the Hirsch, before the Hirsch penalty ends, or once the Hirsch penalty ends, then those 2 minutes can begin. So very interesting play here. Most likely it's being explained to our public address announcer that those are somewhat confusing rules. Seldom do we see that happen, that a team commits 3 penalties simultaneously. The Owls are able to win the puck back where Dave Brewer has the puck. He's being checked by Chris Daly, who's able to get the puck deep. 50 seconds remain to the Hirsch minor. Powell to Carnival. Carnival couldn't locate it. Now is able to. Gives it on over to Powell. Powell gains the line, slows it down. Weak shot on, looking for a deflection out in front. Kolodenko just able to get his pad on it and send it away. Carnival with a shot on, looking for a deflection out in front. A loss of 6 here. Good keep in by Powell. A sliding keep. And Brewer tees up the shot. Kolodenko comes to the top of his crease. He's been impressive in this third period. The third time he's come to the top of his crease to make a save in this period. Brewer with a shot on. Another save there by Kolodenko, but the rebound's present. Kulikowski in deep now. Here's a big body. I expect to see if the Owls are able to regain possession of the puck. As finally Hirsch comes out, and now Grilly's minor is finally starting. Still 5-on-3, so he can't physically come out of the box. But his penalty is off the scoreboard as the puck squirts free, pinballs out to the left faceoff. Then now Carnival with the puck. Carnival straight away now. Going cross ice to Brewer. Brewer can't handle that one. Golden behind the net. Surveying his options. Giving over Carnival at the right faceoff dot. He draws a man down. Golden backdoor pass to Dave Brewer. It appeared to have gone in, but I can't challenge the referee, excuse me. He said there's no goal. From our vantage point, it appeared to have gone behind the red line the referee had the best seat in the house. He waved it off immediately, said no goal. And so a minute 28 remaining to Greeley's minor, a minute 43 remaining to the major. Already the Hirsch minor has come off the board. And now Sean Levin is calling for a timeout here to get this tired unit some rest, as they have done a great job on this penalty kill. 13:08 to go in the third period, and even though the scoreboard reads that it's the second period, it is in fact the third period. The Owls, if they want to win this game, need to be opportunistic. Whenever you have a 5-on-3 power play and you don't convert, it normally comes back to bite you. They only have a 1-goal lead, and they saw how fast the 2-goal lead slipped away from them. A very smart timeout here by Coach Sean Levin to gather his troops and make sure that his team knows what to do, but also don't think that this only works to their advantage, as the Temple Owls get to set up a power play here, get the unit that they want out there, and make sure that they can diagram a play. As the Temple Owls are getting ready for this face-off, they're eager for play to resume, as they don't want this penalty kill to get any more rest. The Rider Broncs are skating slowly into the right face-off dot. Face-off will come to the left of the netminder Kolodenko. Kennedy ties up his man, and the puck is won back by Rider. But now Brady O'Donnell deflected, is able to keep it in the end. He's along the near board side. Lombardi going cross-ice to Kennedy. Kennedy just trying to go backdoor to O'Donnell. O'Donnell got a piece of it, but not a shot on net now. Works it over to Lombardi. Lombardi's shot hits a player out in front, who comes back just a minute 5 remaining to the Greeley minor, and then Kennedy tees up a shot and scores. That happened on the 5-on-3 power play. The Owls lead 4-2. Their second 2-goal lead of the game. Their first of the period here with Stephen Kennedy. 12:43 remaining in the period, and still a minute 19 remaining on the major. So in this next 79 seconds, they can still score as much as they'd like. But the Greeley slashing minor comes off the board. And we're going to go back to 5-on-4 player with the Owls on top, 4-2. O'Donnell's able to win the drawback cleanly to Lombardi. Took an extra second or two for the clock to start. Kennedy is able to gain the line. Trying to find O'Donnell behind the net. O'Donnell circles around. Works it to the point to Hanrahan. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell tees up a shot, rebound out in front. Vasa pokes away at it. Wasn't able to beat the goalie, as Vasa gets upended yet again. Referee not looking at it. Vasa trying to tie up his man in front. He gets tripped yet again out in front. No call there. Hanrahan tees up a shot. Good glove save there by the netminder Kolodenko to get a piece of the high-rising shot from the point from Hanrahan. Now Lombardi tees up a shot, looking for a maze of players out in front. Vasa over to Hanrahan. Hanrahan shot finds a Kennedy stick in front, but no goal. Now Lombardi circles around the net, gives it over to Hanrahan, back to Lombardi. Lombardi was along the goal line now, circles back. Just 10 seconds remaining for the major penalty, as that might be the last shot on, as the puck does come out of the zone, hits Hanrahan below our perch. So the Owls only convert once, but do lead 4-2 with 11:20 remaining in the period. A lot of yelling and screaming from the Owls bench. You most likely can hear it on our broadcast as they're animated. Most likely a Temple Owls player was upended below our purse. That seems to be a common theme tonight. As now the Rider Broncs gain possession of the puck. It's Pat Greeley. Thought I would be calling his name a little bit more tonight, as he's content to dumping the puck down deep. Now it's Chris Daly backhanding a pass. He's going to try a shot on, hits Weissner out in front. Works it back to the point, teeing up a shot, hits Carnival out in front. Greeley and Carnival were tying each other up, and it hit the combination of the two of them in front. Weissner goes forward with the puck. Carnival stays with, is able to poke it on ahead until he has to get back deep now. As Greeley gains the line, he's straight away with the shot, with the backdoor pass, misses the net. That was Chris Daly looking for his second of the game. A beautiful feed there by Grilly to find him backdoor. And then Daly tees up another shot, and no rebound there as Samborski saw that all the way. 10:19 to go in the final frame. Owls on top 4-2. And I had mentioned at about the midway point of the game, the Rider Broncs had 30 shots on net. We have just 10 minutes remaining in the last 20 minutes. Only 7 shots on net. Give the Temple Owls defense some credit, limiting the Broncs shots. And a huge reason why they now lead 4-2. Looking to go back to a win streak. Keep in mind this is a team that won their first 4 games, then lost their next 6. There's a shot right out in front of Samborski, point blank, that didn't hit the cage. But as I was mentioning, the Owls won their first 4, then lost 6 straight. Now they've won their last one, trying to get back to their winning ways as Kulikowski gets upended. As I slow it down to the left of the netminder, Kolodenko, looking for a teammate there, comes all the way down into the Owls' end for icing. 9:49 to go in the third period. And while there was a flurry of penalties to start this third period, it has not been an overly chippy game. We'll see what the remaining 9:49 has in store. As Dave Brewer is able to tie up his man. Now Cody Vasa goes forward with it, trying to find Brewer along the goal line. Then an extra shot to Vasa, and Kolodenko turns over Vasa. As Vasa's been getting punished all night. And now Hurst throws Vasa down. I can't imagine that this is just happening for no reason. I've got to imagine Vasa is stirring the pot here. As Vasa continues to fall down, but he continues to give the Owls power play opportunities. And whether or not Vasa's embellishing, there's no reason for the Rider Broncs to continue to play his game as he's getting under their skin and puts the Owls back to their 5th power play. The Owls are already 2 for 4 as Kennedy has one of those power play goals. Tried to get a goal there as he now has the puck behind the net. Finds Hanrahan, who has to play it on his backhand. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy can't play that puck because it hits a rut in the ice. Back to Kennedy, over to Hanrahan, back over to Kennedy. Kennedy with a no-look pass to O'Donnell. Hanrahan straight away hits O'Donnell in front, looking for a deflection. Puck skitters on free back into center ice, where Hanrahan's going to curl back, slow it down, look for his best option. When in doubt, give the puck to Stephen Kennedy, who tries a dipsy-doodle move, unsuccessful. Cross-ice speed to Vasa. Vasa giving it over to Kennedy. Now back to Hanrahan, who is pinching in quickly. The referee appears to have kicked that puck to Kennedy's stick. Very uncharacteristic of a referee to do that. Puck stays in the end to Lombardi, who tries to find Vasa behind the net. Puck circles out and free to Kolodenko. He doesn't have to play it, but gives Vasa a jab. As Kolodenko is not too pleased. Daly turns on the Jets, tries to get a shot on, and he scores! A short-handed goal there by Max Daly. Samborski didn't see him as he was along the goal line, went to play the puck, dropped it out of his glove. Hanrahan was behind the net. An ill-advised play by Eric Samborski, giving the Rider Broncs some life. It's a 4-3 game and a short-handed goal for Max Daly. Both of the Daly brothers have scored in this game. The first one by Chris, number 22, who is currently out there, and now number 12, Max Daly with a goal of his own. .8:33 to go in the third period. And after all the saves Eric Samborski made, an unfortunate goal for him to allow.
Rider goal.
And we'll see if it gives Rider life. They still have to kill off the remainder of the first minor for 48 more seconds as the puck comes out into the air. Golden trying to give it over to Brewer. He's not able to settle that puck down. Puck swirls free out to center ice and then out totally into the Owls' end. Powell's the first one to touch, but Grilly's riding him hard, staying on him. Seeing if they can get another short-handed goal. Grilly intercepts with a backhand pass to Chris Daly. Chris Daly's shot is gloved by Eric Samborski, and he decides to freeze the puck, slow it down, as his power play unit is not helping him out. In fact, has hurt him. 8:05 to go in this final frame. As the Bronx pick up the puck, try a shot on backhand shot that didn't get fully through. Now Carnival puts the puck, finds Kulikowski. Just 10 seconds remaining. Two Bronx players trapped deep. It's a 3-on-2 until they skate back hard. A centering attempt for Powell. He couldn't find the handle on that one. And that'll do it for the remainder of the Hearst Minor as the Owls fall to 2 for 5 on the power play. As that one hit a Ryder Bronx player in the helmet and then skyrockets out of play. 7:39 remaining in the third period. Owls still on top 4-3. Kolodenko with 41 saves tonight. Eric Samborski 37 saves. But also Kolodenko has allowed one more goal in tonight's game. Plus one back by the Ryder Bronx. They're able to kick it forward not only into center ice, but now into the Owls' end. Samborski's going to be conservative, just wants to glove it down and handle that one. He's going to freeze the puck yet again. No time elapsed yet again. We're having more clock issues. Surprised to see neither bench complain about that one. 7:39 to go in the third period. And the clock still isn't going at this point. And now it finally goes. Could have knocked a couple more seconds off. Puck comes out into the Owls bench, and as I peer out towards the Owls bench, Alex Wisna just threw that puck back into play. He is not on the bench. He's out of his jersey, still in most of his gear, but he appears to be okay, and it appears he has a white stripe along his nose, so most likely taking care of the bleeding that happened on the bridge of his nose. But we play on here as the clock is again running. A 2-on-1 chance here for the Ryder Bronx as Civitella cancels out. Along the goal line of the Ryder Bronx, and Samborski's going to be conservative to just cover up again. And then there's a skirmish out in front. Brady O'Donnell gets his arms up high. It'll be interesting to see the calls here. I believe Ryder's going to go to the power play here, but it'll be interesting to see if they cancel each other out. 7:16 to go in the third period. As I see the referee skating to say that Alex Tabinski is going to go off for 2 minutes for roughing. The Riders going back to the power play, only down a goal, 7:16 to go in the third period. An ill-advised penalty for the Owls to take. The Ryder Bronx are able to win the puck fairly. Now Grilly with the puck, given over to Hirsch. Hirsch tees up a howitzer from the point, but it hits a stick in the lane. That was Cody Voss's stick. Man, oh man, did Hirsch have time and space to tee that one up. It takes guts to get in front of a shot like that, but Voss makes sure he gets the stick in front. 7:10 to go in the third period. As our trainer, Frank, is getting active today. He's running, I believe, getting another puck, as he does get another puck for the linesman here. Frank has been very active today.
Number 18, Alex Kempinski, 2 minutes for roughing.
As Ryder wins the draw again cleanly, it's Hirsch with the puck, given over to Grilly. Grilly with a cross-ice feed, and then saved by Samborski along the goal line. It was whipped. I believe if they have gotten all of that, I don't know if Samborski would have been able to go post to post in time. Nonetheless, he makes the save, his 40th save of the night. As now Stephen Kennedy sets to take the draw, he's able to win it back until it finally squirts free to the point. And now Pat Grilly looking for a backdoor pass, and he scores. Not sure if it was deflected in front. It appears to be Pat Grilly's goal, as it might have hit the Owls defenseman in front. And we're all knotted up at 4 with just 6:53 to go. He was looking for the pass to Chris Daly, but it appeared to have hit the Owls defenseman out in front. A fortunate bounce there for the Ryder Bronx. and they answer back with 2 goals of their own to tie it up yet again. The second time tonight that they trail by 2 goals and are able to overcome that deficit. As now Kennedy working it behind the cage, tries to find Golden. Golden and Powell work behind the cage. The Bronx emerges with the puck. An outlet pass here for Max Daly, who has the short-handed goal. He tries a gypsy doodle move around Carnival, tries to deke around him, was unsuccessful. And now this is all Bronx here as they try and find Malamud along the goal line. Puck just a maze of players out in front and comes back out towards center ice where Hirsch is forced to play, gives it over to Carnival. Brady O'Donnell turns on the Jets here. He's going to curl back, wait for the forwards to join him. Finds Golden. Golden over to Powell. Powell shot misses the net. O'Donnell and Malamud there. Malamud gets the better of him. Finds Max Daly, the left-handed junior for the Rider Bronx. He's just going to dump it down deep, go off for a change. And then that puck is looking for Boston. No icing here as Kolodenko is forced to slow down the puck. Puck comes over to Grilly. Grilly, with a cross-ice feed, where he was all alone, was able to gain the line untouched. Chris Daly gets canceled out by Pat Hanrahan, who falls down afterwards, so Daly's able to stay with it. Circles around for Grilly. Working it behind the cage now are the Rider Bronx. 5:15 to go in the third period. All knotted up at 4. Civitella picks up the puck. Civitella has the puck, working it over to Brewer. Brewer and Hanrahan are out there for the Owls right now. Now the Rider Bronx come away with the puck. It's Brewer who intercepts Devin Thomas, and Brewer staying in there for the Owls. Bossa has it behind the goal line. Pat Grilly works away in his man Carnival. And now comes back out towards center ice. They were looking for Pat Grilly there. Unsuccessful. Civitella, excuse me, that was actually Lombardi. I thought I saw 91. It was 81 for Temple Owls. Gets it down deep to Pataki. Pataki was trying to get it all the way down deep as he had gained the red line. Kolodenko is forced to play the puck. Just under 4 minutes to play in this third period. All knotted up at 4. Brett Weissner picks up the puck. Shot on deflected out in front. Not sure if Semborski got a piece of it. Comes all the way back into the Bronx end with a cross-ice feed. And now that's going to go all the way down for icing as they weren't able to go tape to tape. Just under 3:30 to go in this final period of regulation. Owls leading in the shot department 47-45. Joey Powell sets to take the draw. He loses it. The Bronx has done a great job in the faceoff department all night as they work it behind their cage, trying to get it out of the zone. Good keep in there by Civitella as he was pinching down low. Now Kennedy keeps up the shot. And he scores! His second of the game, 5th of the weekend. And if you leave Stephen Kennedy alone in the high slot, I expect to see that happen 9 times out of 10. The Owls are back on top 5-4. Just 3:15 to go in the period. Stephen Kennedy picks his corner there. Kolodenko is not too pleased, but he had no defensive help there, and the Owls are back on top 5-4. As Brewer dumps the puck down deep. And then Bossa gets canceled out by Grilly. The puck is played offside. Bossa is not too pleased that he was canceled out.
The King Kennedy! Assist by number 11.
I think we have a replacement for a public address announcer that appeared to be Captain Greg Malinowski, who didn't suit up today, replacing Chris Roberts on that goal call. But the Owls can't think they have this one yet, as the Rider Broncs have already come back from two different two-goal deficits to tie up this game, as Brady O'Donnell works it behind the cage, now is intercepted by the Rider Broncs. Lombardi picks up the puck, stubs it down deep, just wants to kill some clock. The Owls are able to touch up and come back into the end. It's Cody Vasa and Kennedy who are the forwards challenging for the Owls. As the puck comes over, Chris Ely, Powell picks his pocket, looks for Kennedy in the high slot, but it was intercepted by the Rider Broncs again. Time is the enemy right now for the Rider Broncs, as there's just over 2 minutes remaining in the period, but a centering attempt here, and then the Broncs couldn't keep it in the end, and that should be an intentional offside. Most likely it will come all the way into the Broncs end. An ill-advised play there by the defenseman, number 47, JJ Santakaga. 2 minutes and 6 seconds remain in the final frame, as Max Daly picks up some speed, gets untouched into the zone. A fast wrist shot doesn't hit the cage, comes back into the slot where Kennedy just eliminates it from harm's way. Puck's worked on free to Max Daly. He gets a piece of it, no icing here, as the Owls are forced up to touch. I'm going to keep a close eye on the netminder Kolodenko as we've reached 90 seconds remaining in regulation. Max Daly now has the puck, does a good job of keeping it in, and Stephen Kennedy just hacks it back towards the Rider bench. Kolodenko comes way out to play that one, backhands it out of harm's way, as it appears Malamud got tripped up at the line, no call. 85 seconds remain in the period, as the puck is thrown down deep. Still have not called for Kolodenko as we've reached 60 seconds and the Owls have possession of the puck. And now Cody Vasa in alone on a breakaway. The right-handed shot deep, and a great save by Kolodenko until Hanrahan runs into the netminder. And Kolodenko has a couple choice words. He wants to talk to Hanrahan himself, as he was kicked in by Hanrahan. He was crashed in the net there. 54.2 seconds remaining. The puck did squirt free, but it was because Hanrahan was crashing the net. So there might even be a penalty at the end of the play, as Cody Voss is still mixing it up. It's been a theme all night. Normally we see him in the box score for goals and penalties of his own. And now Ryder's challenging Stephen Kennedy, and Stephen Kennedy's a lot smarter than that, than to commit a penalty with under a minute to go, with the Owls up by a goal. As it was actually Dave Brewer crashing the net, not Patrick Hanrahan. I saw the 0, but it was a 1 and a 0. So we're going to go to 4-on-4 because number 44, Hirsch, took down Brewer after the play, so he gets a penalty. Brewer collides into Kolodenko, he gets a penalty. And there was a 10-minute misconduct. I didn't catch the number there, but it won't affect any manpower, as we are going to play 4-on-4 for just the 2 penalties to Hirsch and Brewer. Kennedy gets tripped, no call there. Now Kolodenko is going to skate to the bench. We're going to have a 5-on-4 here opposed to 6-on-5, as Kolodenko skates free to his bench. Puck switch free out towards center ice with 33 seconds remain in the period. Vasa gives chase, as he gets a piece of it, keeping it in the end for just that extra second. Kennedy is also going to stay in there for a forecheck. 20 seconds remain in the period. Owls on top 5-4, and they're offside. The Rider Broncs bench can't believe that play was called offside. Exactly 17 seconds remain in the period. As Brady O'Donnell just wants to kick it forward, he does just that. A great veteran move by Brady O'Donnell. As the Rider Broncs are just eating up clock. 5 seconds remains for the period. The Rider Broncs for the centering attempt. This one's going to have to be thrown on net. And a great stick there by Brady O'Donnell. And the Owls win 5-4. And they are now 500 as they have a 2-game win streak. They go to 6-6 on the season. The Rider Broncs fall to 5-3. A great effort by both teams, a 1-goal game. And the Owls have 2 games of their own next weekend. They'll be playing Friday and Sunday next weekend, both home games. So we'll have you covered for those broadcasts. Thank you for joining us this entire weekend, whether you joined us Friday and Saturday or just tonight. And we will see you next weekend.